y'all. Welcome back to For the Fans, where tonight we are so sad to talk about last night's episode where we saw one of our winner picks head out of the game in a massive blindside. But I do think it was by far the best episode we've gotten of Survivor 46, even if I did not like it because I didn't like the outcome.
Okay,
But
you
I
still like
think
the
it's fun to
episode
talk
though,
about.
right? You still like the episode though, right?
Yeah, the episode was good.
The worst part of the episode was the recap where we had to see Banu. Everything else was great.
I think you're right. I think Banu, surprisingly, and this is what's so crazy about this season, is that you would not think Banu would be such a drag on the show. And like, it wasn't intentional. I'm sure in casting, they thought this guy's fun, and even with his like story, it may be remarkable, but it was weird because it was lighter. The episode felt lighter.
Yeah.
And
we watched 4 weeks of Banu. It
was not just 4 weeks, but then 2 of those weeks were 2-hour episodes. Yeah. So we watched 7 hours of Banu.
And you know what? I feel bad for the guy because like he's a guy going through stuff, but it was a lot. And I honestly, maybe they really didn't have anything else to talk about because look, they got so much time to fill, and that was the only content they had. But really, we were not watching Survivor the first 4 weeks.
I don't think that they had nothing else to show. I think what it was that I don't think they thought the feeling would be there. I'm sure the story producers, the story editors had written out a storyline and they were like, this is Banu's story. Cool. But then the way it played back when watched was like gross. It was like I don't think that was the intention.
No. Well, I think they thought they had gold. I
think if you get a little Banu, you probably do have gold. Like, you know, it's kind of fun to have these kooky, wacky characters like a Philip or a Debbie or, you know, somebody that, you know, is never going to win the game, but you just get them in smaller doses, but just with the structure of the new era where we, you know, are continuously seeing these tribes lose the first immunity challenge and then continue to lose, that, you know, we ended up with a lot of Banu because of
look,
that.
The other side of this is the fact that there seems to be no swap this season meant that you had 2 tribes basically doing nothing for the first four episodes, 10 days. And we never actually had the opportunity to watch real gameplay from anybody else. Whereas a swap would have forced those new relationships that have been made, would have forced new people to go to tribal. And so we were stuck with the foundation of the game as it was structured to actually not have game drama happen. And we were stuck with a Banu drama only.
And I think that's what's interesting is that like we've now had of the 4 seasons they have of the 6 seasons, my bad, we've had 4 of them with no swaps. And you had interpersonal things in the tribes that were fine. In this one, there was this tribe, Yanu. Yanu was just such an interesting tribe because there was very much a haves and a have-nots. And Kinsey, Q, and Tiffany are the haves. And Banu, Jess, and Jelinski were the have-nots. And it just was like that.
But then like going with that, I mean, we've literally seen a tribe of haves and have-nots in a previous season of Survivor. And it felt a lot like that. Like, it felt like the Yanu tribe were the have-nots. Like, you know, Jeff says, y'all set a record for the most days without fire. And it's like, great, that's not fun. And like, this isn't fun to watch, but right. Jeff has doubled down that this is how we're going to continue to go. And so it's interesting, but, you know, I've talked to a lot of people in the past week just about this episode or this season and just other stuff with Survivor. And I think I've narrowed down that my biggest problem with the new era is the 3-tribe format. That, you know, I think if you would just switch it up and we could have some 2 tribes that a lot of the problems would work itself out. Like, you don't
Well-
have to change all the other things he wants to do, but having the two tribes would solve a lot of stuff.
And my assumption is production feels that the journeys actually are good enough to replace swaps. That the
Mhm.
journeys make a lot of relationships, but I don't buy that. I'm sorry. Even this season, they're not there for hours climbing up a mountain like they were in other seasons. Like it looks like they're there for 15 minutes, 30. Okay, fine, an hour. Like it doesn't. They don't have the ability to, in fact, develop those long-term strong relationships. And I really think that I don't know, Kylie, if the solution is swaps. I don't know if the solution is two, but something. I think we are, instead of having drama of the game happen, we are actually having drama of the personalities happen. And I'm not necessarily certain we need as much personality as we are getting. I love the personalities, but I sometimes feel like it's ruining the game. I'm a hockey fan. There are some players that I love. They have grit. They do crazy things. But if every single player on the ice would be that character, and it becomes more important than watching the hockey game, then I don't know what I'm watching anymore.
Right.
Okay, so I think that's interesting. There are a lot of personalities, but there are definitely game players. Hunter is a game player.
Yes.
Right? Maria, Charlie, game players. Tiffany, once again, Sheldon, me and you need to apologize once again to Tiffany. I'm apologizing every week she's here.
I want her to win so bad. Like, I'm rooting for her so bad.
And so Tiffany is there to play the game, right? Kenzie's there to play the game. There are game players less than characters. There are definitely characters too. But like, we have some game players.
But Kevin, it's true. Like, we just watched 4 weeks of the Bonu show. We keep on watching these sob stories of people, I'm sorry, that don't really have real sob stories. Like, a lot of that is just, it's too much.
Well, that's why I go back to it, as where I think that the Banu of it all was kind of just a mess, right? I think and that's why I keep saying it like that, is because I think they thought they had something great with Banu, and it kind of sucked the air out the room. And there's not a lot of characters that we've seen, even in this new era, because Kylie was talking about the 3-tribe format. There's not a lot of characters that really suck the air out of the room like that. Carolyn. Even in this, like I said, we haven't had a lot. We had Carolyn, we had Gabler, in my opinion, and we had this character.
But I just want to clarify what I said about Carolyn, because the difference between Carolyn and Banu is that I feel bad to say this, but Carolyn, for me, is extremely likable. Banu is really hard to like for me.
So I think the difference is that Banu came across a bit whiny, and I mean, I'm being really, really mean here, and I'm not trying to be. He came across a bit whiny, not knowing how to play the game.
Maybe that's it.
Carolyn didn't have that. So Carolyn is kooky, but Carolyn knows how to play.
I'll do you one better. They edited Carolyn better to be fun and kooky. With Banu, they didn't. And Banu, they didn't have those. I mean, I'll never forget him being on his hands and knees, begging to Tiffany, and her saying, "Get up! I'm not talking to you while you're on your knees."
Yeah, and the truth is, thank you, Tiff, because that's exactly what a person should have done in that. She must have been so uncomfortable and been like, grow a pair, man. Like, get up, grow up.
Not even grow up, Sheldon. We're playing a game. Like, you're making this very personal. This is a game. Like, this is a lot. This is a lot you're doing right now. Like, I need you to stand up because you're losing in the game. That's all that's happening. Relax, please.
And that's why I felt uncomfortable, because it seemed more than just a person being emotional. It seemed
draining.
Personal.
It was
it seemed like something was wrong with the gentleman, and I feel like I'm not a doctor. It's horrible to say that, but it just felt so bad.
It felt
I was
draining.
watching
It felt draining as a viewer, and I feel like it was draining for the other 3 members of the tribe. Like, I think, Tiffany in that moment being like, I'm not going to talk to you when you are on your knees.
Good for
Like,
her.
I am done with you. Get out. And so let's not talk about Banu. We didn't need to see him in the recap. We don't want to hash it out here. We've already done that, y'all.
I like starting with Banu because I feel like this is a cleansing. Like, this is the last we have to talk about Banu. And like Don says it here in the chat, Banu didn't seem to have a real understanding of what the people were saying to him. Carolyn at least had insight of her own, and especially in terms of the game. And that's a real key point, is that Banu was not picking up the cues. And I say that tongue in cheek, because he was trying to pick up the cues from Q, but like it was not the same. And that's what's so interesting about him, is that that's why it was draining. It wasn't like fun. It was like, oh, this is rough. And I think, like you, Kylie, you said last week, it made you not like Q. You know what I'm saying? Like, it felt like you was like being demeaning. But it's like, this dude is like asking him for help. Q's like trying to still use him as a game piece for himself. But Banu should not be used as a game piece, because he can't be.
And I want to put a button on this so we never talk about Banu again, but I completely and totally agree with Don. Banu didn't win 1 million hearts. Banu scared 1 million hearts. She's so
they scored, though. I think they scored 1 million hearts, but you think he scared away 1 million?
No, I wrote no, not scored. For me, it's scared. That's
an edit from Sheldon.
I'm editing.
A typo there, Don. It was scared. All right, so let's move into this episode. The first thing we want to talk about is Yanu finally wins. They are on.
Get rid of Banu. Yanu gets a W.
W for Yanu.
Look, it was. I must say, I did not think they would win. Is the truth? Because if you were physically watching them go up that ups, like they have nothing. It was sheer will, and watching Q try to do the key thing. It was. I don't know, but they pulled it out of nowhere, and the relief they saw, well, not out of nowhere, they pulled it out of what I expected would have been not happening.
Well, they were so far behind.
They were so, but not only like it didn't look like they had the ability to crawl or move, like they have nothing in them.
They're running on fumes, just pure fumes.
It was amazing, and to see their celebration, and I have to give a little respect to Ben.
Get out of here. We're not doing that.
I did it.
We're not doing that.
Like, it was nice. Like it was respectful.
We're not here to be nice, Sheldon.
Listen, he a nice, good Jewish boy like me. He congratulated the other team. Very nice. Good job.
I don't like that.
When they were competing, you're right. Looked like they were running on fumes. I loved the concept of having Kinsey, who may be the weakest in the comp right now. Let's have her go first, and then we'll go Tiffany, and then we will go Q, bringing up the rear. And Q was able to close the gap that had been caused. And then I was really concerned as he was getting the pole. He was getting the key off the pole. But once they got to the slingshots, the best part about these kind of games is that all of these things have an equalizer on the end. And that slingshot, what a great equalizer. And really put it into a showdown moment between Q and Tim. And how about the slow-mo? I was hoping the slow-mo would go. I wanted it
to be a miss, y'all.
I did too.
Like that savage person that was like, please let this be a slow-mo of him missing. And then they, like pan over real quickly to Tim and he nails the target. Like, that would have been the most savage thing they have done in 46 seasons of Survivor. Like, it would have, it would have been comical. I would have laughed.
Yeah, it would have made me laugh a lot. I was hoping to get that, but we didn't. We got a win, and I loved the different stages of an unexpected win. Q's like, is this what winning feels like? Is
Am I
this
dreaming? Like, what?
is this how this is? Tiffany is just laying out. She is spent. She's given everything she ever had for this competition. And Kenzie's like, we won. We won.
Can I just say, like, we talked later on that Q was like a comp beast. Is it me? But is Tiffany not the actual comp beast?
Tiffany is the comp beast.
Like
Absolutely.
I would put her in every position in that thing.
Tiffany,
over Q.
Tiffany's not a comp beast, but she knows what she's good at. What she knows she's good at what she does. And so I say that because I think of a comp beast is that Hunter
is a comp beast. Yeah.
And so, like, Hunter's the biggest comp beast we've had since Jonathan.
So maybe what I'm wrong is that Q is not a comp beast.
Well, yeah. I think Q is good. He's athletic, but I don't think that he does these things on a. These are not in his will.
He was a football player?
Yeah, he was a wide receiver.
Don't know what that means. I know I got a wide receiver somewhere.
He catches balls, Sheldon.
He catches
the ball.
Okay.
From the quarterback that throws the ball. But he played collegiate football. I think he's athletic as hell. But I think that when you look at Tiffany, she's like, I'm good at these things and I'm really good at those things.
Yeah.
But I mean,
so let me do everything.
I mean, Tiffany has stepped up and she's, when they're tossing bean bags up onto the disc, Tiffany has stepped up and done it. And Tiffany gets up there and hits her damn target on the first shot. Like, she is really good. And, I will continue to say that the men dominate the challenges in the pre-merge and that a lot of times the women are better equipped for the post-merge competitions. And I think we could see Tiffany win several individual immunities.
I agree.
And we're going to talk about at the end, just spoiler alert, looking forward and, our thoughts on how these players can do. But, I'm happy that they get to have this experience of winning because how demoralizing. But there's also a part of me, I would have loved to have seen what Tiffany does in the scenario of a 3-person tribal. But then also, I mean, what if there's some crazy world where they had each voted for each other? Like, what happens?
Tiffany would have voted with Q.
Yeah, nobody would have voted Tiffany. It wouldn't have happened.
Well, nobody said it would have. I said, what if it did? What if we have a traitor scenario?
A wrong podcast.
All right.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, that could have happened.
Well, there would have been a revote, and then somebody would have switched and called it a day, and then gone to rocks.
They would have gone to rocks, and then all of them are available, and then by random chance.
And then Jeff goes home.
Would have been fun, is all I'm saying. But we do get some interesting stuff with Yanu winning and Siga getting to go to tribal. Anything else we want to say about the Yanu victory?
Yeah, man. I like a good slingshot equalizer.
Showdown. Slingshot showdown.
Right.
I think Tevin and Hunter have really established themselves as the workhorses of that tribe.
Mm-hmm. I was like, Venus is not going to be able to pull this whole slingshot back because she weighs about 42 pounds.
First time.
Yeah.
I was very impressed. Good job, Venus.
Can you explain something to me? Either one of you. This has been 5 episodes.
Yeah.
Venus has been handed the idol all 5 episodes.
So I figured it out. He goes to the person who's in the center in the front. That's what happens.
Why do they keep positioning? And I don't even think the tribe positions are there that way. I think the producers do. Why do they keep positioning her in the middle?
I think because she's the shortest.
It's a little drama, so why not do it?
No, because she's the shortest. I honestly think it's a height thing. It's a complete production thing. And she didn't hand off, although Soda was taking a look. She didn't hand it off. Soda keeps on looking. Why are you not giving it to me, Venus? Give it to me,
Venus. Soda's got that Janelle energy. Give me that idol, bitch. All right. So moving on, let's talk about Survivor trivia. And so, y'all, when these logos popped up on the screen, I was like, pause it, pause it. I want to play this game. And I thought this was really fun. Like, I enjoyed it.
How did you do?
Up in the middle of my living room. My husband had his phone out as I'm telling him the answers. Like, this was fun.
How did you do?
I missed 4. I'm switching.
Yes, I did. I missed like 3. I did.
Yeah, I had 2 where I had them reversed, like game changers and second chances and like Vanuatu and Guatemala or something.
I didn't even try because I knew I wouldn't have a chance. I do what Hunter did, 8 out of 10.
But I think if I had taken the time, because I did it really fast, I was like, I don't know how long, it would have been. And I was like, okay, his timer was going pretty slow. And I think if I had taken the time, I probably could have worked it out because I actually would do better like naming the winner of that season because I can name the winners in order. And so I would have been able to figure out the season order. But I definitely missed it the first try.
Did you all like this challenge?
I loved it.
It was very fun.
I thought it was so, because I'm sitting at the house, right? I'm sitting at the house. I paused it myself. And I'm like, okay.
Of course you did.
I said, okay, Borneo. Australia
I
out
did
back.
the first 5 in my head, and I'm
Africa.
like,
Well,
Marquesas.
Then I was like Marquesa, and then I was like, oh,
Amazon.
Vanuatu or Thailand now? I don't remember. And then I was like, I think Vanuatu, and then Amazon, then Pearl Islands, then All Stars.
Yeah, you got Vanuatu way too far up there.
I know. And then I was like, Thailand may be here now. And then I was just guessing. Then it opened, I was like, yep, I was wrong.
Here's the thing. 2 thoughts. Number 1, I think I would have been able to do it with the winner, not the season theme. And number 2, in 20 years from now, we can't do this because there'll be 41, 42,
well,
43.
There were so many funny tweets about like, oh man, I wish that they had done it with the new era seasons logos because it's the logo with the number. Like I had that one in the bag.
What if they removed the number? Would you know what colors the tribe thing was? Yeah, no idea.
And if they had taken the name out of them on the logos, I would not have gotten any of them.
None of them. I would have had Survivor. I would have the original one.
Yeah, I got Borneo. That was it.
What do you think though about this journey and this twist? And because we should probably go back and talk about what happened on that island before Hunter went to do the trivia.
Yeah, so very interesting. I like this. I like this heading into the Mergatory. We get these 3 big men, Hunter, Tim, Q, kind of, the bring it home guys for each of the 3 tribes. So strange that they were like, hey, we're cool. Let's just let these 3 guys go on this journey together. They won't have anything in common. And so the 3 of them get out there together and they're like, we should work together.
So it was interesting because the 3 of them have been in fulcrum spots in all of the challenges as they've gone on. So they can see that though I may not be fantastic as a Tim or a Q, I'm obviously the strongest over here. So as we all are preparing to come together, it's important for us to try to work together. Now, as you were just saying a minute ago, Sheldon, you don't have a ton of time when you're getting to the spot now, the journey. They're not doing like they did before where they had to walk 17 miles. And you really saw like Shan and Liana
get together and like fall in love with each other, like
really
create a bond.
And you don't get to see that here. You get Q immediately just spilling, hey, we got to work together. We don't got a lot of time. Let's try to figure this out. Yada, yada, yada. And I'm supposed to just like blindly trust this dude. Like,
well, but I like this and I like the idea of it because, it's an onion alliance. Like, hey, the 3 of us, let's work together and let's each bring in a +1. And so, I'm here for it. I'm here for the idea of the 3 of us at the center here. We're each going to bring in our person. And then we basically have majority. Like, let's run it to the end.
So I agree with both of you. However, it is clear why Q had to do it, because he doesn't have that many humans left. And if I'm sitting there and I'm Hunter, I'm like, yeah, I'll say yes to whatever I want and then make the choice.
You
Like,
could tell Hunter did not want to give a name though.
But
They were like, Hunter, who's your friend? He's like,
yeah, sure.
Shit. Why did I give him any information?
Like why would, like, I don't get it from a Hunter perspective at all. Maybe even more from Tim, because they will be down to 4. They'll be down to 4, but no, because Randon left, so they would be down to 4 after the next. Am I wrong? Am I losing it? It's 5-5.
It's 5-5.
Oh, Randon left on the yellow tribe. I'm losing my mind, folks.
Orange, but we're almost there.
I need a new job. But I just don't like this. Listen, everybody said exactly what they were supposed to say. Whether it actually works, time will tell. It would be nice to see it work.
I mean, I think Q is like, yeah, okay, it's a done deal. Like,
well, Q has no choice.
Yeah,
but
I think this is what we would have seen from Q in any circumstance.
Not just no choice. Q, this is ideal. He said, I get to bring Tiffany and I get to get rid of Kenzie. Come on, bro.
Yeah.
Like, of course I'm down for this.
Yeah.
100%.
I think it's a great plan, and it's a great plan that you can hit the beach running with, like you get together and we're, having a little, do they even feed them at the merge anymore? I can't even remember.
You got to earn everything, Kylie.
Half of them.
Earn everything.
Yeah. So half of them are going to be off over here. Half of them are over here. You have just a few hours where you're all together making a decision on who to vote out. So if you already come in with a preset, okay, I think that I can probably work with these 6 people, that's great. And that's really big.
So the only part of this is I cannot wait for Kenzie to look deep into Hunter's eyes, and he'll fall in love, and he'll say, you know what Q said? He and Tiff, they're going to work together. So let's vote out Q tonight. And she'll be like, okay, why not? Why not? Let's vote out Q. And then I'll get Tiff all to myself.
Wait, who did you say is going to say that to Kenzie?
Hunter.
Okay. Interesting. Okay.
What really would happen is that Hunter's going to look in her eyes, deep into her eyes, and he's going to say, man, school is so cool. She's going to be like, yeah.
And she'll be like, I cut all the boys' hair in school.
You're so funny. Okay. Anything else to say about this little segment here? I thought it was fun.
This was a nice ode to the fans.
Okay. Yeah, I have a problem.
Look, we've been through a lot of not fun stuff in the first 4 episodes. This was the first moment where I was like, this is so much
fun. I have a problem.
Oh.
I do not like the inconsistency of whether you get to keep your votes, whether you don't get to keep your votes, what have you. And what I mean by that is, why do you have to draw rocks in one journey, and one person automatically loses their vote for not playing? They don't even play. They just have to go back. But then in this one, you have to pick one person, and then the other 2 people have no consequence.
Yeah.
They're like, meh, okay, it's fine.
I like it that it's different every time, because I feel like
I'm good with that part.
It does give an out, like, Ben played it masterfully of like, oh, I'll find out at tribal council if I had a vote or not. And so I like that, and that it gives them a chance to, make the story their own. Whereas, in the first couple seasons when they were all doing the exact same thing, the second time someone goes on a journey and they're lying. But if everybody comes back with a different story, then I like it. So I'm good with however they want to do it.
That's not my complaint, though. My complaint purely is on the fact that Liz does not have a vote because she was not one of the 2 chosen, which is wild.
I don't think she has a vote. She didn't lose her vote.
She did.
No, she didn't.
Yeah,
Liz, when she got to just go back, she did not lose her vote. The other 2 lost their votes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Banu and Ben lost their votes. Liz did not lose her vote. Yeah, and Banu and Ben had the choice to play or not to play.
I have no problem, to be honest, with this, Kevin, because it's all about trust and it's all about paranoia, and I'm okay with that. My bigger problem is we have 3 idols. We have people with extra votes. We have people with less votes. It is a
Hell, Hunter's lost his vote 2 times.
it's a lot.
He doesn't have a vote.
Like that.
He didn't have a vote, and then he lost his vote. So what is Hunter going to do if he does not find the idol and he has already lost his vote? He loses it at 2 tribal councils. Like, what's the deal?
Yep.
Yeah.
2 in a row. But I keep on coming back to this like an old man, an old white guy. Just go back to the way it was back when things were good.
Make Survivor.
Make Survivor. Make Survivor Australian again.
Yes. All right. Moving on, our third topic, the big one, Jim's downfall. So, Sheldon, you weren't here last week. Kevin and I discussed at length Jim's decision to hide the Beware advantage. I personally really liked it. I thought it was fun. I want to see this kind of stuff. I don't want to see the sob stories. I don't want to see, the song battle off twice. I want to see this kind of stuff. But I did bring up the point of, what if this backfires on her a little bit? And so, do y'all think that ultimately Jim's downfall is the paranoia that she created by rehiding the Beware advantage?
No, I don't believe her downfall. That was her downfall. I believe she certainly would have left, even more so by Maria blindsiding her if she would have told Maria about her idol. I believe her downfall that she created paranoia for no reason. I think that's what it was, and I don't mean
not
the
paranoia,
there, not the paranoia of the idol find. To me, it was the paranoia of her going up to the guys and trying to tell them, just tell me what to do. Just tell me what to do. I'll do whatever you want. Like, it felt so fake and yucky and like you're not obviously going to do whatever you want. And I think it just pissed people off. So that to me is really.
But the people, you say people, there's the 2 people that are on the outs, she thinks. Like, it doesn't seem, it seems harmless for her in the moment. Because these 2 are voting one of these 2. And we think one of them has a bag of tricks. So, like, I'm trying to bluff the people with the bag of tricks. My people, Mariah, Maria, Charlie, they know I'm doing this. Yeah. This is not a surprise to them.
So let me ask another question. Why did Maria and Charlie go with the boys instead of the girls?
All right. But right before we got on, Stephen Fishback, he tweeted it way earlier, but I just saw it. He says, I wonder if Jim was notably hurt by her creating suspicion that Tim or Ben had the idol. There's a lot more at risk with splitting 4 + 1 votes on 2 players. If just one person flips or Ben has an extra vote, the plan goes wrong versus piling votes on, Jim. So, by creating the suspicion that, hey, one of those 2 may have the idol, does it just scare Maria and Charlie to be like, you know what, let's just take the safe route and let's vote off one of these 2?
I think that's part of it. I think not knowing that Ben did not have a vote didn't help with the math. Yeah. I think you also add in the fact that Charlie really likes Ben. And I don't think that for Maria, it was that deep for her with Jim. So she was like, all right, if you really want to keep Ben, we can. Because Charlie even said it. Like, Mariah is breaking it down to Charlie and letting him know, I know this is going to hurt you, but we think that Ben's got to go. He's dangerous. And Charlie says, yeah, but we can use it as an asset. Like, I don't know. Like, he thinks he's going to harness the power. Like, these are the reasons why I think it became okay to make Jim expendable for Charlie. And then if Charlie is pushing hard to Maria, you want to be in concert with the person that you're working with.
Well, I mean, I think from Charlie's perspective, this was a win-win. I mean, yes, I think Jim also liked Charlie. They had the whole Charlie's Angels thing, but Ben is way closer to him than
Factual.
Jim was. And so for him, it's a no-brainer. I'm still working closely with Maria. I keep Ben, who is also my other number one. And, I repair things with Mariah.
So why does it make sense for Maria? Because I still don't actually get it.
I don't understand it. I don't understand it from Maria's perspective.
Outside of
and this is okay, and this is going to be another little complaint of mine. Shocker that I'm going to complain about Survivor. But we have a 90-minute episode. How do we leave the episode not understanding? I understand wanting to, keep it up in the air, but we don't why. We don't know the why. And so it's weird to me that we have a 90-minute episode and we don't understand the why.
I wonder if the fear was, from Maria's point of view, or the idea was Ben and give me the other name, please. Tim. Ben and Tim.
Jim
will be meat shields. And they will be louder. People are going to gun closer for them and more for them than they are for Jem and Mariah. So let's get rid of Jem and I'll hide behind those two. I don't know if that's actually going to happen.
I don't know if that tracks though, because Charlie even says it at Tribal Council of hey, Yanu has Q and Nami has Hunter, that are these two big people that are always in this clinching role. But we don't have that person. We all contribute kind of equally. And so I don't think the meat shield strategy really works here.
I think that's just what he said at Tribal Council. And really he does think and look at Ben and Tim. And I have no evidence for this because I don't get it.
They're terrible meat shields if that's a strategy.
On top of that, Ben is definitely not a meat shield. And Tim has not really pulled them through. Tim is interesting. Tim is so interesting because Tim's
not interesting because we don't know anything about Tim because they're not.
Let me tell you what's interesting about him.
Well, we didn't get a sub story to Kylie.
He's out there in front, doing all the challenges, but he's not that good at them.
No,
and that's why he's so interesting because we keep putting him out there as the guy, but he's not. Maybe he's the guy on that 6.
Yeah,
that's definitely possible. But when he jumps on the platform, he falls in the water, right? when he goes first. He rips through there, but Hunter does beat him. When they get down to the final 2 on the slingshot, it's him going last against Q, and he can't get the job done. It's such an interesting thing. In the basketball one, or not the basketball one, in the one in the water when they were shooting the ball. He's the guy picked to do it, and he only really beats him because Banu's so slow getting the ball back. It's so
we cannot say that name,
but it's just so interesting because that's why he's interesting, because he's not the dude, but they keep putting him in positions to be the dude. Maybe they don't have a dude.
I do wonder if there was really a fear in Maria that Jem has the idol. And we didn't see it, but that's the only thing that could make me believe that Jem has the idol. She's not telling me, so if she's not telling me, I can't work with her.
Well, just the fear of it, of okay, if Tim, I'm believing him. He's been digging for this damn thing. He's trying to figure it out. I believe he genuinely doesn't have it, and I don't think Ben's capable. Ben is the Banu of the Sika tribe. You're not going to be able to convince me otherwise. I don't think Ben could probably, I say that. I don't think he could lie to them. Boldface just be I don't
have about his vote.
Message. Huh?
He lied about his vote, not having.
Yeah, he did. So that's why midway, backtracked. But
I think Ben's a bigger player than you think.
If he could create this whole elaborate ruse.
I don't know he lied about his vote. I don't know he lied about his vote. He omitted the truth.
Okay.
The reason I say that is because he says maybe I do or I don't have a vote. I would have told him I have a vote. Just straight up, I have a vote.
I have an extra vote.
And then that's what I would have said, is that I have a vote. I need y'all to vote with me tonight because I'm voting. I need you to believe I'm voting.
Can we play this back? What if Jem would have told the girls that she has an idol? Would this all be different?
I don't know.
Or
No.
would have Maria just said, "Wow, let's get rid of her with an idol"?
So I am, of the three of us, I'm the one that thinks you should be using telling about your idol as a strategy to garner relationships
As
and to
does
build a
as does the fantasy answer in our chat here, where he says, or she says, pre-merge, it's better to tell your whole tribe, in my opinion.
So I think that's a good. I don't know about your whole tribe, but it's a good way to build bonds. Now, you asked what things have been different. No, I think Maria votes Jim out with more urgency. In fact, because she's already blindsiding her. So now that she knows she has an idol, she definitely needs to get rid of her with an idol.
Unless exactly what you usually think, Kevin. If Jem would have told Maria, Maria would have gained trust with Jem, and that would have solidified them longer, closer, and well into the game.
I'm going to double down on my stance. And I think where Jem effed up is she did great not telling anybody. And while it was fun to watch them, dig the hole halfway through the island of Fiji, I think she should have just completely kept it a secret and not re-hit it, not created that suspicion. In hindsight, I think that would have been better for her. If she just had the idol, nobody knows, we just carry on, everybody's still out here searching. But I think that whenever she creates the paranoia where they don't know, maybe as, we get to talk to the SIGA members post game, they say, yeah, no, we figured it out. It was Jem. We knew that she had it.
I don't believe them.
I don't know. We will see. All right. Real quick, before we move on from this, let's also talk about Maria playing her extra vote, aka wasting her extra vote.
Hold on. Did she?
Yes, she did.
She wrote it down. She never picked it up.
She played it. There was 4 votes on Jem, 2 votes on Ben. Ben didn't have a vote, so there should have only been 5 votes. So Maria played her extra vote.
Oh, what the heck did she do?
In 2 different ways, which, yeah, I mean, that was fun, but also,
why
did you play it? I'm so confused.
Unless makes zero sense.
Just wanted to flush it.
It makes even less sense to me, because if you know that Tim and Ben are voting with you, you know that Charlie is the one telling you this information. I don't know why you use a 4th vote.
Yeah, like, it doesn't. You thoroughly understand the tribe dynamics. I mean, you and Charlie are on the middle. The girls are on this side. The boys are on this side. And whichever direction we decide to go is how it's going to go. Correct. And why? I mean, because everybody knew that she had the extra vote. And also, the Nami tribe knows, the Yanu tribe knows. I'm just going to get rid of this so that I don't have to worry about it. But the extra vote has only been played once correctly in the history of Survivor, I believe. So I don't think anybody's that worried about an extra vote.
I disagree. I think everybody's worried an extra vote because that's an extra target. But to me, I don't play it because merge is coming and you need the extra vote. And Mariah, just because you backstabbed her this time, Mariah's not going anywhere. She's coming back to Maria. So I don't get it. You keep the extra vote to keep your team safe. I don't get it.
Yeah. I don't
makes no sense to me. Makes no sense to me.
I don't like it. All right. Anything else to say about Jem? I'm super sad that we lose her here. I think by far, and listening to her exit press today, I think we missed out on a Jem. 100%. If there's anybody pre-merge from the new era that I want to see play again, it is Jem. She robbed Queen. It's the worst.
Agreed.
Okay. And RIP Kevin's winner pick.
Yeah, do I get to pick someone new?
No. All right. Let's talk about some mergatory hypotheticals. So in the next time on Survivor, we are, in fact, day 6 in the game. We are merging tribes. Just kidding. It's not day 6. It's day 12. Time to merge, y'all. So how are we feeling? I thought we could just very quickly kind of go through the scenarios. Maybe let's leave the Nami tribe for the end because I feel like they're the most interesting to talk about. I think that we see this Yanu 3 make a big impact post merge. And I think we see the three of them stick together. Like they have been through the damn thing together. And I think that they're going to be a force to be reckoned with.
Well, first and foremost, I would like to say the fact that all three of us got Tiffany wrong.
Yep.
She made merge. Ben, we all had him out. Ben made merge.
Shut up.
Kylie, I think you had him at first out. I think you need to do some apologies.
No.
Kylie. All three of us had Maria not making merge. We were wrong about that.
So wrong.
Sheldon, you did have Randon making merge.
Oops.
Wrong on that one. All of us had
if he hadn't got pulled because they wouldn't have ever lost. So
me and Kylie, me and Sheldon had Soda not making merge. We were wrong about that.
So, anybody watching, turn this off because we're not doing that well.
We are. And then Venus, we all have Venus not making merge. And if they lost, I think Venus maybe doesn't make merge. Venus, we might be right about Venus or Soda.
Yeah.
But other than that, we were all. Oh, and also the ones we had making merge, we all had Jelinski wrong there. Sheldon, you had Banu making merge. Wow. Everyone else. Oh, we all had Jim. Oh, by the way, obviously. And that's it. Everybody else is we were on pace with. So good job to us.
maybe question mark. Okay.
What
do y'all think though about the possibility of the Yanu tribe sticking together post merge? How do you think they're going to navigate? Like they're easy pickings if the Sika and Nami tribes want to just pick them off.
I think Kenzie's dead in the water.
I don't know about that. I think Kenzie might skate through.
The reason I think Kenzie's dead in the water is because I think they're going to remember what Banu said.
So here's my thought about this. I think that they all watched the Tika 3. Am I correct? Mm-hmm. And I think they will be very scared that the Yanu 3 are the Tika 3 that get to the end and do really well and one of them wins. So I actually do not believe that they are going to – I think they're going to try to stick together. I don't think they are actually going to stick together. And I do believe, as I said earlier on, I think if anybody's going to flip on anyone first, Q's going to try to get rid of Kenzie. Kenzie's going to try to get rid of Q. My gut says that Kenzie will win that war.
How?
Because you look into her eyes.
Stop it. There's 6 of them, right? They have the 6-person group.
Yeah, but why would they not want to get rid of Q first? Like why not?
I will tell you exactly why right here. So you go into a merge, right? Tim wants to drag Maria, which brings in Charlie. That's an easy merge vote. We have Tiffany working.
You're pretending as if that matters. Like they were just there for 2 minutes and they said something.
No.
Because Hunter is going to look at this scenario and be like, "Absolutely, we're doing this. Like, I need some other big men that are obvious."
And Hunter's going to be like, "I would much rather get rid of Soda, but if Kenzie's the easy one right here, and just like you said, Sheldon, we all just saw the Tika 3. We can't have them be the 3. And so Kenzie's the one that they're all willing to give up. Let's just take her out now." Kenzie, that's what I said. She's a dead woman walking.
Strong argument, Kevin.
And I think the Banu piece even weird. It's even crazier because Banu says she's a mastermind. You take the mastermind plus the self-preservation model, and then you put it together.
Yeah.
I do wonder though, if the fact that they have been tried and tested, if that does give them a little bit of a leg up, because especially the Nami tribe, like they haven't even played Survivor. They have been literally at summer camp out here with Soda and Tevin singing songs and Hunter building mattresses. Like they have not been playing Survivor. They have been camping.
And we
Yeah.
see this often. We see
Yes,
this
and
often.
Yanu tribe, they've been playing Survivor, and the Sega tribe just got their feet wet. They're their game activated
Well,
now.
hold on. Are we sure they've been playing Survivor? Jelinski was easy. Banu was easy. Like, I don't actually know if anybody has been playing Survivor yet.
What are you talking about? They just got Flint after 11 days.
So,
If that's not playing Survivor, I don't know what is.
no, but Kylie's talking about strategically the game. She's not talking about survival, right?
Okay, but their brains are thinking.
Yeah,
Like,
no, I do.
they've been easy pickings, but
I certainly agree with you. And I've said this a million times before. I'll say it again. I think there's an advantage to go to tribal council early in the game as many times as you can. Maybe not as many times to get you voted out, but I think it's really important because it makes you dialed in, because I keep on getting voted out first when I play. But I think it does what?
It makes you battle tested.
It makes you battle test. It makes you know what people say, what they don't say, what they believe, what they do. Like, I think it's useful. I want to go back to Kenzie. I completely see the argument, and to some extent, it's easy for me to agree with you, Kevin and Kylie, that Kenzie would be the first one out. I have strange faith in Kenzie's ability to socially play this game. She's also my winner.
So to look into her eyes.
There he is. And I just have I have this strange feeling that she will be able to rally people around her if she needs to against Q, but we'll see. She's fun to watch. She's so fun to watch. I love her.
Okay, moving on to the Sika tribe. So we've now seen, Sika have this tribal council together. You can pretty firmly assume that the 4 that voted together, well, 3.5, I guess, because Ben didn't vote. But these 4, with Mariah on the outs a little bit, are going to be together. Mariah, at this point, doesn't really have any other choice. Does she stay with the Sika tribe, or do we see Mariah go off, do her own thing? Will this still be the Kumbaya tribe? Thoughts? How does Sika navigate?
So it's going to be interesting because they're going to come back, and Mariah's going to be like, oh, it's chill. Not that big of a deal. I get it. And then she's going to be like, what the fuck? Like, that is, but what is she supposed to do here?
Right.
She can't trust Maria. She can't trust Charlie. They've made their decision. She'll be willing to flip, but I don't know to where. To Liz? That's the only person she has any kind of connection with.
Twins.
Yeah, twins. To Kenzie.
No, I mean, she does have the connection with, with Ben. Who the hell went on that journey? I'm literally convinced that
The
Liz
journey was.
Never mind, y'all. It was Liz that was there. It wasn't Mariah.
Yeah, it was Liz. It was Liz, Ben, and Banu.
Yeah.
And by the way, I looked it up. Liz comes back and tells her tribe that she got sent back and lost her vote. So,
well,
interesting.
Yeah.
Which is, I think that was the part that I was like, if you lose your vote, could you get sent back? Then Tim should have been like fighting to play because you lose your vote, regardless. But in this situation, she only has Liz that she can connect with, Mariah. So she's gonna try to flip, I guess, or she's gonna try to stick with them. Tim and Ben feel way more confident about Charlie and Maria.
Try to stick with them. I mean, that is definitely in the short amount of time that they're gonna have. She's gonna have to stick with the Sika 5.
Yeah. Well, I think also Sika is going to be looking at. That's why I think Kenzie's in trouble, because they're gonna be like, we want to keep the 5 of us together. Jim was the problem. Cool. Tevin is gonna be like, Soda's gotta go to. They're gonna be like, okay, Soda's definitely an option, but then Q's gonna be like, I want Kenzie out of here, and they're gonna be like, either one of these 2 options works.
The Sika 5, even though Mariah was blindsided in the vote last night, I still think this is the most cohesive tribe by far.
They're dancing with each other,
right?
So let me add a little wrinkle to this before we get to the last tribe we want to talk about. They sent them all on an idol. At no point did they say they were merged. At no point did we see some sort of a challenge where they were split in two like they've been doing it the last few seasons. Is this a one world twist? Is this not a merge? Is that a possibility?
No.
Well, I mean, I think it's always a possibility, but probably not because Jeff just likes to do the same thing season after season. So I can't imagine he's going to twist it up this time. But
it's not even that. It's that I think Jeff feels like it's not broke. So why fix it?
Yeah, well, Jeff's wrong.
Jeff's broken.
I mean,
I really think that it is going to be I mean, whenever they're reading the paper, I'm pretty sure that they say, we're merging. You are merged.
They said we're merging. I don't think the paper said we're merging.
It said drop your buffs. It definitely said drop your buffs.
Well, it didn't say drop your buffs, or it did?
It did. It definitely said drop.
But that doesn't mean they're merged. It doesn't mean anything.
We'll see what happens. We'll listen to Jeff's verbiage. You may be
Kylie,
correct.
You are one of the biggest Jeff criticizers that I know.
Sexiest.
And I say this because I have no idea why our guy Sheldon thinks at any point Jeff would not want them to earn the merge when he's been doing everything the same for the last 6
He's not
seasons.
going to get rid of that. He's probably orgasming that this is happening again.
Can I try to compete with Kylie on this Jeff thing? Because Jeff, to me, is
a fun stealer.
He's ruining the show.
Yes.
I really believe in, I can't imagine what it's like to work with Jeff Probst, but I feel it's not easy or good or fun because I truly think that he is the full-on boss. He makes every freaking decision. And I think that that's a big problem for the future of this game. I don't know what's happening.
That's not true.
We had this conversation in our chat earlier. I think as a host, Jeff is unmatched. He's the best in the business. Julie Chen Moonves could never. JLP, he could never. Even Arissa, she could never. Jeff is the cream of the crop. But
I mean, Phil's pretty good. Phil on the Amazing Race, pretty good.
He's good, but he's still not Jeff. But executive producer Jeff, I just don't love him. I don't like him.
Yep. However, it seems to be doing well in the ratings. It seems to I think that his goal though is probably not for us. He needs to get as broad of an audience, and I think his target is families. I don't care about what families want. I want to see strategy. I do want to see.
You're a crotchety old man, Sheldon. You two are just crotchety old people. You guys don't realize that we got to when Jeff is getting stopped by people on the street. He's got to be able to answer what they're looking for. And when he gives his good personal friend Mike White a call, Mike White lets him know what is fun. And
Mike needs to bring him up because I think he may be too focused on the White Lotus and he is not enough focused on Survivor because look at what Jeff is doing unsupervised over here. Okay? Come on, Mike White.
Mike White's the one that got rid of fire tokens.
Yeah, fire tokens were stupid. They
weren't stupid, but Mike didn't think they were fun, so then they were gone, and that's kind of how that stuff goes. Right now, Mike's probably having a great time. He thinks this is fun, so here we are.
I don't know. All I know is I miss Sue Hawk people. I need more people like Sue Hawk.
You know who could also you need to call Kylie and Sheldon if y'all can get TP on the line.
Who's TP?
Tyler Perry, baby. If you can get Tyler Perry on the line.
Hold on, Tyler Perry, the psychic medium?
No, the actor, director, writer. Yeah, come on.
Oh, Medea.
If you can get Tyler Perry on the line, big Survivor fan. Jeff listens to Tyler Perry. Another person, Tom Holland, big Survivor fan. If you can get Tom Holland to give Jeff a call.
We don't need those people. You know what they need back is what was her name that did the casting?
Robin
Cast?
Huh? No.
Robin Cass?
No, that's Big Brother. Lynn.
Land. Oh, land.
That's what we need back.
Land.
All right. We've gone down the rabbit trail.
You don't like
again.
Jesse Tannenbaum?
I did learn a lesson though. I need to become a celebrity really quick so that I get Jeff's number and I can call him. That's all I've learned.
Yeah, that's what you got to do.
Yeah.
That really puts different things in the show.
All right. Now let's talk about the Nami tribe. How do we think they're going to handle the merge? Because I think this is our hot mess express. I think you're going to see Hunter, Tevin, and maybe Liz locked in together. And Venus is going rogue. And let me tell y'all,
I can't
purely reading the edit, I think Venus is here for a long time. Like, I think that this little firecracker is going to hit this merge, and she is going to throw them all under the bus. Every one of them. She does not like any of them. She does not care. She is a free agent, and I'm sure they are going to also be throwing her under the bus. But I think that the Sega tribe is like, come on, our new Jim, come join our crew. And I think they are going to scoop her up and they are going to love her. And Venus is peace out to the Nami tribe.
Yeah, I agree. This seems to be the only tribe that didn't go to tribal that actually has more division than the ones that did go to tribal.
Yeah.
Like they don't like Soda. Soda doesn't like these. Hunter can't stand this one. Tevin is afraid of his best friend. So like Venus can't stand anybody. Like it is a mess, and it's going to be a lot of fun to watch. And maybe, just maybe, Venus is what keeps Yanu together. I don't know. Maybe. Could it be?
Honestly, Venus needed to have been on the Yanu tribe. Like that is where she belonged. She should have been there.
Could you imagine Venus and Banu on the same tribe?
Venus would have eviscerated him.
I
I think Venus and Tiffany are going to hit it off.
I hope so. I really hope so. I want more Venus.
I like the Venus archetype because she's not an archetype we have had very much in the new era. Like I said, she has the ABF active bitch face, and
Me too.
we should just let her be and let her see what happens. I'm excited for it.
Yeah. I think Venus is here for a long time. I agree.
Or she's going to be the mergatory vote. There's no in between.
I think it's going to be Kenzie, man. I really think it's going to be Kenzie.
Leave my girl alone.
It might, you know how
So
it's
much
Venus?
of it matters on who's in the split in the.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was going to say. If Venus is also in the split, I think it's Kenzie. If Kenzie's safe, it's probably Venus.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's a Soda.
If Soda's safe too, I think it's Venus. I think that's the three that can go right here. A Venus, a Soda, or a Kenzie. I think it's going to all depend on who's safe and who's not.
Yeah.
What an episode. What an episode, folks.
All right. So real quick, let's get into our winner picks. Sorry, Kevin.
Let me go first.
Out.
So Jim went home today, and the episode was looking good for her. She had gotten her idol. Everything was looking great. I was like, this is perfect for Jim. And then Jim talks to Ben, and then Ben randomly grabs a hammer because she has a machete. Because in her exit interview, she's like, I was cutting something up. That's why I had the machete. But then he just randomly grabs a hammer, which is also true. Like, you have a hammer for like no reason.
Yeah.
But okay, guy. And then she goes home for whatever reason. Maria and Charlie felt like that was the reason. So Jim's gone. I will be now rooting for Tiffany.
So I think that for the sakes of this, Kylie, I think he needs to move on with Tiffany as his winner pick and give us the goods every week about Tiffany.
I agree.
I mean, okay, we each get to pick a new winner pick every time our winner leaves. Okay.
Well, no, because my winner ain't leaving.
All right. So, Shelly, tell us why you think Kenzie is set up well heading into the merge.
Oh, I don't think she set up well at all. Like, I really don't. I'm so scared for her, but I can't get over how in love I am. So that's why. She's lovable. That's the only reason.
Kenzie, I can't quit you.
I can't get Kinsey. That
I know.
hair, those tattoos, these eyes.
Kinsey, please slide into Sheldon's DMs because we have some questions about Sheldon that maybe. Okay. All right. So my winner pick, Hunter. I feel like this was a great episode for him. We see him find the beware advantage. Yes, he has lost his vote. Yes, he has also lost his vote again until he finds the idol. But I think Hunter had a great episode with setting up the potential of this 6-person alliance, but getting to have this connection with Q and Tim, and then knowing the strong bonds that he has with Tevin, and apparently even Liz, where he's like, hey, I don't care if you know that I have the beware advantage. I would tell you anyways. Like, this was kind of from left field. And so I'm like, okay, I think he feels pretty good with the majority of his tribe. And then also this potential 6-person alliance. Like, I think that this sets Hunter up well, but still, obviously, the threat of him in challenges looms large. But if he can find an idol, maybe he's able to negate that.
Let me take it one step further than you, Kylie. I think that he didn't just have a good episode. I think Hunter's had a great season. I think he is far and away one of the stars of the season. If I would have to choose today who's going to win, it is Hunter. He's killing this game.
I think Hunter had a good episode. I don't know that he's been the star of the season. I think
I
that's
don't think he is a star. I don't think he pops.
Star player.
Yeah, he's a star player. I think Tevin pops, but Hunter doesn't have Tevin's personality.
I never said that I want him to be Lady Gaga. I'm saying that he is the star player of the season. Yeah. I just don't see him not getting to the end right now.
That's a lot.
It's a lot. We love Kevin.
Mic drop in the podcast here. All right.
Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's a wrap for us today. Jim was a gem, so sad to see her go. Kinsey's on her way out the door next. Hunter's here for a little while. We'll see him here. Next week on the show, we have the Mergatory. So we're going to see how that goes. You can follow us at reality_TK. That's where you can find Kylie. Sheldon, you can find him here next week. I am at KG Fury on all social media platforms. In addition, check out the Justice for Dean Thomas podcast. It's a podcast that finds justice for Dean Thomas and minor characters in the Harry Potter universe. I host it along with other people you've seen on this channel in CJ and Shantae. Check that out. We talk about it. We had an episode come out last week that was about the end of the Harry Potter book. The book 1, Sorcerer's Stone. It was the end of that book. And we have a new episode coming out on Tuesday. So check it out.
All right. And we will be
never heard a nerdier thing in my entire life. And I am the biggest nerd of all.
That's
everyone,
we do
middle finger up your glasses
Survivor
here.
Podcasts. We do a podcast about a reality TV show. I don't know how you haven't heard of something nerdier.
Okay, I know I'm nerdy, but it's pretty nerdy to love Harry Potter.
That is 100% in our wheelhouse. We're like that age.
I have only read the first book, and I have not watched any movies. I think I have a lot.
I've not read any of the books nor watched any of the movies.
She beats me.
That's
Maybe
weird.
Hold on. If I catch up quick, Kevin, can I join your podcast and find justice for Mr. Dean Thomas?
Sure.
Thank you so much.
All right, y'all. We will be back live next Thursday, same time, same place. If you could just click that subscribe button so you get a notification when we go live, and also drop us some comments. Let us know, who do you think is going to be the Mergatory boot, and who do you see stepping up to be the winner of Survivor 46? Can't wait to see how it all plays out. All right, y'all. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Good night. Peace.